Hello and welcome to the Brutal Iron Gym Podcast, where our goal is to cut through the BS and deliver the brutal truth about topics related to health and happiness. So today's topic is mindset, and we're going to talk about the question, what are you willing to give up? So, if someone wishes for good health, one must first ask oneself if he is ready to do away with the reasons for his illness. Only then is it possible to help him. So that is a quote from Hippocrates. So I'm going to say it again. If someone wishes for good health, one must first ask oneself if he is ready to do away with the reasons for his illness. Only then is it possible to help him. So I've struggled over the years, as any personal trainer, anybody just being kind of helping a friend, like wanting to help a family member, where we want to reach out, we want to make a difference in someone's life, and we can see the potential for change. We know it's there, everything's right in front of them, but we're so damn frustrated because the person just doesn't seem to want to change. They won't take the opportunities in front of them. They'll either just kind of dismiss them, come up with bullshit excuses. They just don't seem to get on board with making the change. And often the reason why, and whether they know it or not, and I'd say most often they don't, is they don't want to give up something to get the new something. So, before you can change, you must accept what you're willing to get rid of. So, let's turn our eyes away from everyone else and let's look at ourselves. So, if we want something to improve in our life, if we want some measure of increased success, what am I willing to give up in order to get that success? I don't think we often ask ourselves that question, or at least are cognizantly, kind of mindful of this concept, is that in order to get, we have to give. What are we willing to give up? Where are we willing to make room for something new? So I was thinking about this in my own kind of like little journey here, is when I first started exercising and wanting kind of a new body, new improved self, was when I was 15. So I kind of felt fat, pudgy, felt mentally weak, didn't really like who I was. So I decided that person needed to die and I needed to make a new self. So I started doing push-ups and sit-ups every single night. A year later, when I was 16th birthday, I got a weightlifting set, and it kind of rolled from there. But I wanted a better body. I wanted a stronger mind. What was I willing to give up to get that? And I didn't make a kind of like a conscious choice, but at the time, looking back now, I gave up comfort. So my goal was at 15 to do 250 push-ups and 250 sit-ups every day. At the time, I couldn't even do 20 push-ups. I don't even know if I could do 10. I was a fat, kind of skinny, fat, weak kid. And I thought doing push-ups would build my chest. I thought doing sit-ups would lose the fat on my stomach. I have no clue now, looking back, how the logic of that would have made any sense. How doing exercise in one body part would make it bigger, but an exercise in another body part would make it smaller. Gotta love the brain of a 15-year-old. So at the time, that was my goal. I said, I'm tired of being unhappy. I'm tired of feeling fat and uncomfortable in my clothes. I'm tired of being self-conscious about the way I look, the way I feel. I'm tired of, people making jokes and comments about how I'm lazy. And I was. It was no one else's fault for calling me fat or thinking I was fat. It was no one else's fault for calling me lazy or thinking I was lazy. I was fat and I was lazy. I had allowed myself to become things, terms, something. I allowed myself to become these things that I didn't like. That was my fault. It wasn't others' fault for pointing it out. It was my fault for allowing it to exist. So my choice was to change. I will no longer be lazy. I will do 250 push-ups and 250 sit-ups every damn day, and I will become mentally stronger. In the process of that, I will get a better body. I also coincided that with no eating, so I became anorexic, and I was actually pretty damn successful on that initial goal. So from my 15th birthday to my 16th birthday, I only missed 10 days the entire year from doing 250 push-ups and 250 sit-ups every day. Then I remember like through my 16, 17, 18s, kind of in those ages, I continued not to eat, so that was not a great idea. But I would train every single day. In time periods of that, I remember I would go over a year training every single day, maybe miss a day, go another 8, 9 months, miss a day. But I was extremely, extremely dedicated. I was in that basement gym every damn day. So then, whenever my goal switched, when I realized that I wasn't getting lean as I wanted, and I didn't know at the time it was because I was under eating, I said, you know what, if I can't get six pack abs, I'm just going to be big, thick like a football player. So I switched my goal before college was to gain a bunch of size. So I took on the goal of drinking a gallon of milk a day because I'd read part of it in a magazine. So I drank a gallon of milk a day for 2 freaking years, every single day for 2 years. And I gained weight, but it was mostly fat because it's so much sugar. But what I was willing to give up was comfort. I recognized at a really young age that sleeping in and being lazy wasn't going to make me happy. So those little bit of moments where I was trying to save energy from being used here and there were just holding me back from being happier. They were keeping me the same miserable, unhappy, unsuccessful person that I didn't want to be. So yeah, I might be able to sleep in 30 more minutes and not work out, but I'm just going to be a fat, lazy piece of crap tomorrow. Whereas if I get up 30 minutes early, I'll at least feel better about the fat, lazy piece of crap that I am. And eventually I wasn't fat, eventually I wasn't lazy, and I hope I'm not a piece of crap. But the point is I knew in order for me to change, I had to give up something, and I gave up comfort. I didn't know at the time that that was exactly what I was doing. But I did know that I had to give up something in the sense that I had to give up who I was to become who I wanted to be. Then, when I started my business, I recognized that I had to give up something for this business to be successful. So my training had to take a little bit of a back seat. I didn't miss training sessions. I still kind of worked out 4 or 5 times a week. So I've never missed more than 7 consecutive days in 20 years of lifting weights. So I've only ever missed 7 consecutive days twice in 20 years. So I don't give up training, but my intensity or my focus of it might lessen. I took on doing 50 hours of in-person client work a week. So I was face-to-face with clients for 50 hours a week. I was doing all the nutrition programming, all their training programming, included in the fees. I was doing the maintenance of the gym, the finances of the gym, the cleaning of the gym. I was doing everything I needed to do to make the gym successful, and I did that for years. I was god-awful miserable, but the business was successful. So this dream that I had of what the business could be, I was willing to again give up comfort. If I gave up a few years to grow the business, I then had the potential to live the way I'm living now. Now I train maybe 20, 25 hours a week. I get to leave anytime I want. I have revenue streams coming in to where I don't even have to be in the building to make money. So it's still a lot of work, but it's a comfortable pace of work. It's a variety of work. It's a workload that I actually enjoy and feel purposeful every day. So I am one of the lucky few people in life who get to live their passion, live their dream, and make enough money doing it. So I gave up comfort for that. But now it was one hell of a trade I never would trade back. So I have a great body. I'm actually happy with my body now. I was telling somebody the other day, we were talking about kind of body transformations, and I said I feel like I went from a station wagon to a Ferrari, and now I'm just trying to soup up the Ferrari. So I'm happy that I'm no longer a station wagon. Am I done? God, no. I'm definitely going to keep working, but I do recognize that I have made a lot of difference. So I've added over 100 pounds of lean mass to my body. So I am 100 pounds heavier than I was at 18, but I have a lower body fat percentage. So I've worked my ass off for a better body. So I doubled my bench press strength, squat strength, and deadlift strength over that since I was 18 years old. So I've made extreme changes in my aesthetics and my strength. And it was from work, dedicated work. Like I said, 20 years, never missing more than 7 consecutive days. 20 years. The successful business. I I don't even know how many hours, whatever it would be, per week for years and years and years. So I'd sleep on the office floor. It was carpet on top of cement. I'd sleep on that for 4 hours, 5 hours a night throughout the week. Try to go home, sleep on the weekends like 16 hours to try to catch up. Just sleep all day. Come back the next week, do it again. Then, when I wanted a successful relationship, I'd switch my focus to that. So I knew that the business had a little bit more of establishment, so I could pull away from time on that. I could again pull away a little bit of focus on my training, but I've never again missed more than like a week's worth of training. I still train, just it's a little bit different focus. But what am I willing to give up? You have to give and take a little bit from here and there to make one place successful. So I have a body that I'm proud of. I have a business I'm proud of. And I have a relationship I'm proud of. And how I've been able to develop those has been understanding that there has to be a give and a take in different areas. You have to hyper-focus your efforts. Yeah, I don't get to watch 20 minutes of YouTube anymore every day. I don't give a shit about YouTube. I'd much rather have a better body, better business, better relationship. I don't care about television. You kidding me? That stuff doesn't bother me. There's no way in the world do I give a shit about some sports game over my body, my relationships, and my business. So I've had to make that choice. And you have to do the same. What do you want to achieve in your life? What are you willing to give up for it? Do you get to remain the same you, the same habits, the same comfort, quote unquote, but achieve something new? Do you get to remain the same, but get something new? No, you don't. Often people will cite that what they don't want to give up is their freedom. They don't want to give up freedom to kind of sleep in on the weekend. They don't want to give up freedom to eat what they want whenever they want it. They don't want to give up freedom to have a lazy Sunday whenever they should maybe go actually work out. Well, what you're calling freedom is costing you your happiness. You are trading this quote-unquote freedom for being unhappy and for not reaching your actual goals that you have, that you say you have, that you believe you have. Well, if that exchange was in the benefit to you, if trading freedom for your goals was beneficial, why are you unhappy? Maybe you're not. Maybe you're listening to this and you're thinking, you know what, I actually really enjoy my life. I'm fine the way I am. Congratulations. And I'm actually, I literally mean that. Congratulations. However, if you are unhappy because you haven't achieved a thing that you have in mind to achieve, if you're afraid to give up your freedom, you have to recognize, what are you truly giving up? Freedom that most people think. The freedom to sleep in, freedom to eat what you want, freedom to not go to the gym if you don't want to that day, freedom from pressure, freedom from expectations placed on yourself by yourself. Okay? Freedom is being lazy. Freedom is self-deceit. You are not free. You are unhappy. You are living a life you don't want. You are not free. Free is happiness. Freedom is a feeling of success, a feeling of being content in life. If you do not feel happy, if you do not feel successful, if you do not feel content, you are not free. You need to understand that avoiding tough work, avoiding daily expectations, avoiding feeling like a failure by just never trying in the first place, that is all a lie to ourselves. So we think we're free. But if we were truly free, would we be unhappy, unsuccessful, discontent? What do you want to achieve? What are you willing to give up for it? Do you search social media, for a collective hour a day? Do you watch, like a TV show here or there? Do you watch things on YouTube? Do you do all these other kind of passive activities that you feel are your freedom, but yet they're holding you back? Okay, you might sit down at night, read a book for an hour, drink a glass of wine, and then you hate yourself for the next 23 hours because you're overweight and you didn't exercise. Why the hell would you exchange 1 hour of quote-unquote happiness when it's actually just detachment? Why would you trade 1 hour of detachment from your unhappiness that is feeding you to be unhappy for the other 23 hours? That is asinine. That is ridiculous. That is stupid. Why would you detach from unhappiness into a very thing that is causing the unhappiness to exist? If you're going to take an hour away from being unhappy, put it towards something that'll make you happy. Exercise, eat right, prepare food, learn a new skill, talk to a friend, okay, rekindle relationships. Do some stuff that'll build your life so you're not so damn miserable when you go back into it. Don't detach in a way that feeds the unhappiness. Okay? Give up those bullshit luxuries. You don't need to watch TV for 2 or 3 hours a day. That's insane. That's ridiculous. Get off your ass and go for a walk. Go prepare good food. Like I said, go read a book. Go talk to friends. Go be social. Go learn a new skill. Go do something that won't make you feel like you have to watch TV for 2 or 3 hours a day. To become something new, you have to give up something old. What are you willing to give up? Are you willing to give up social media? Not entirely, but are you willing to lower the time spent on it? Are you willing to give up TV? Maybe not even entirely, but are you willing to lower the time spent on it? Where do you waste time per day? And are you willing to give up some of that time and give up effort to make an actual true change in your life? You have to accept that you have to give up the things that hold us back for us to eventually move forward. Now, if there's anything we can do to help towards that goal, we're here. We can help with life management, energy management. We can help with setting more realistic kind of best goals. So, for example, we have a podcast called Smart Goals. Let me look up the number for that one. So, it's podcast number 124, Setting Smart Goals. They're goals that are specific, they're measurable, they're applicable to what you actually ultimately want to achieve, like they're relatable, they're time sensitive. They have very good intelligent structure connected to them. So, you can listen to podcast 124, Setting Smart Goals. You can listen to a more recent podcast, number 484, titled 5 Tips to Help You Stick to Your Goals. So once you make the goals by listening to podcast 124, you can listen to podcast 484 to learn how to stay with the goals that you've just made. The information is out there. The help is out there. I'm telling you right now, to your ear, that I'm sitting here ready to help you. Email brutalironjim@gmail.com. You take 3 minutes to email me and it'll change the rest of your life. What do you want to achieve? What is holding you back from being content, from being happy, from feeling successful? Are you willing to give up 3 minutes to email us? Are you willing to hear the hard truth of what you have to do to become happy, to become successful, to become content? And are you willing to do it? Those are the questions you have to ask yourself. And the help is right here. Email us brutalironjim@gmail.com. Now, hopefully this podcast helped. Hopefully it got you thinking. Take some time to reflect, but don't wait too long. If you get a bug in your butt to send the email, send it right away. We're here and we're happy to help. Okay? If you like the podcast, please share it with family and friends. The more people we help, the happier the world will be. Also, if you like this information, you can find more from us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Brutal Iron Gym. And if you have any questions, feedback, or suggestions, we'd love to hear from you. The podcast is for you. So we want to know what you want to learn about. You can tell us at our email, brutalironjim@gmail.com. As always, I hope this was helpful. And thank you for listening. And thank you for watching.